And we are live. Good afternoon,
Yes.
everyone. Hi, welcome to the Lockdown Economy. It's a social nonprofit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. Today, my name is Maisa Sarkis, and today I have a special guest from Istanbul, is Gulay Ozkan. Gulay Ozkan is not only the founder of GEDS, that is an award-winning strategic design consultancy. She's named to Fast Company's list of the top 100 companies founded by women and Design Value Award in 2019. And recently, she also added to her record a Microsoft 2020 Woman Leader Making a Difference in the New Technology Award. So congratulations for all the success.
Thank you, Michael.
How are you, Gulay?
Doing pretty well. It's Friday, getting ready for the weekend, indeed. So it's a quite nice afternoon.
Yeah, it's promising. Yeah. Especially the weather in Istanbul. It's really one of the beautiful weathers I've visited from a couple of years back.
Yes, it's today. Indeed, we had a very nice weather. I even for the lunch I took a walk in the park. It was quite nice.
Yeah, I have a couple of walks over there. So tell me, let's talk about your business, GEDS, a little bit. What do you do as a business, and that gave you all these recognitions, and about your company?
First of all, thank you for the inviting me for this interview. We are GEDS a strategic design consultancy. Strategic design means based on the human data, which means based on the data on human expectations, desires, and problems. Based on this data, designing products, services, and even concept strategies. This is what strategic design means. It's fairly a new domain of design, but it has been quite popular lately. You might heard, for example, terms like design thinking, service design, user experience, UX, design management. These are all terminologies of our field. If I give an example, for example, we are leading a large-scale technology. We are leading the design of a large-scale technology project in 9 countries in Europe, where we design smart products for older people. For example, for this project, we did user research in 9 countries to understand older people's lives, expectations, and problems. Then, based on that data, we designed 3 types of smart products. And 2020 has been quite an interesting year for us. We have received so many international recognitions. All these awards that you listed in the beginning, actually, we received it last 12 months.
Yeah, this is interesting. And you mentioned 2019. So how long have you been doing the business, and was it the same when you started?
The company is 12 years old, and of course it hasn't been always like this, but when I started the company, my target and mission was still same. We just wanted to create a human-centric impact on the next economy by using design and these exponential technologies. But of course, in years, we have changed our methods, our approach, and also our network has changed, our impact has scaled. So of course, it has been different.
And are you working alone? Do you have employees who have joined?
I have always had employees from different countries since the beginning. And that's maybe my right now. It's we have been working with remotely for so many years. I have had employees that I haven't met in person, so I'm quite get used to working with people from different countries.
Well, that's a really interesting. So a concept to have employees who you just speak to them behind the screen, remote, and did you miss the physical the physical contact at work, or does it change anything from your model?
You mean during the lockdown, or
in general?
In general, I think this is more about the mindset, how you define the normal. For me, is working people that I don't meet in person is normal, and this has been like this quite for many years. So I don't miss physical contact. Of course, I can't deny that the meeting in person brings a different connection. And of course, it's some different context, but at the same time, working remotely is also sometimes fairly easy to manage.
Easy to manage. And by mentioning that, I was discussing with you that you have clients not only based in Turkey and Istanbul, but also in Europe. So how many clients do you have normally?
The number of clients, of course, changes time to time. It very much depends on the scale of the project. For example, in 2018, we couldn't accept any more projects because of this large-scale project that we were running in 9 countries in Europe. It was quite a large-scale operation. So the more than numbers, it's about the size of the projects.
Mm-hmm. So it's a project based. So when the lockdown forced itself upon us and we were faced with a new concept and normality to live within, did this affect your business? And
yes or no, because mentally we were very ready for the discussions that we have right now. It's as entrepreneurs, we need to be ahead of the discussions, ahead of the time. So last 3-4 years, we have been talking about these changes and this social changes needed, and also it's about the maybe more efficient working and even remote work and working with the people in different models. These are the things that we have been experiencing. We are like a laboratories of the business world. So that's why it didn't affect us very much just because we have been working remotely lately. But at the same time, since we work on the digital space, maybe more than the traditional companies, our work has slightly increased.
And your work also changed from trying your approach to attract customer or stimulate the business, or you have the digital help in this part?
In my opinion, like if we look at the beginning of the pandemic, right now we are focusing on pandemic, as I understand, right? This is what you are asking. But
yeah.
In my opinion, the beginning of the pandemic wasn't the time to stimulate the business or attract the customers. It was the time to help and support each other. Because, in the beginning of pandemic, I set 3 different kind of, I might call strategies or maybe priorities. The first one was, the most important one was my health, my employees, my family, and all people around us, including our clients and their families, supporting them sincerely was our priority. And this is what we focused on in the beginning, quite a long time. And we tried to contribute to the efforts that was going on. And second, we were aware of that, I was on February 24th, I was aware that a big pandemic is approaching. This was based on some articles that I read. And on March 4th, I realized that it's going to be a strong global, it might trigger a strong global economic crisis. And also, I don't expect that things get to normal until 2023. This might, so this is a kind of long run. So we need to be really careful about our psychology and how we approach to things. So these were the things that we focused on in the beginning. So it wasn't really stimulating the business, wasn't really our initial intention. But now, since everybody is more aware of, knowledgeable about the pandemic and how to protect ourselves and our families, our loved ones, now they are more focusing on the how to sustain the business, also how to help our customers.
And speaking about that, can you tell me because we're talking about sustaining the business, survival mode, or finding new strategies to cope, what worked and what didn't work from your point of view?
Well, first of all, of course, this is a big crisis, but this is not my first crisis period that I'm going through. So everybody was panicking in the beginning. And then, indeed, I performed better as an entrepreneur in the crisis period because I focused on staying calm, and I managed to do that. So this is the time that I needed to help support my employees and everyone around me who cannot really psychologically handle such periods. So this always works best. So I highly recommend everyone staying calm in this type of periods is really helpful. And then other than that, I mean, really focusing on supporting people around us, our clients as well. Really, we received very good feedback about that as well. I can't name anything about something that didn't work. And also, but at the same time, I should mention that since we do a lot of work on digital, we were not affected heavily. On the contrary, our work has increased.
Yeah, of course, this is a digital era. I can see from businesses are trying to cope or ride the wave, especially since the pandemic have brought to us new ways of working and accelerated also things that in the beginning were obstacles. And you are a true example of how things accelerated since an entrepreneur and working in GEDS had to adapt to this and work with new methodologies.
Yes, this was the era exactly. Like for example, we moved to some work that was planned initially in person. We moved to digital space because we are very familiar with the digital space and the experience there. So we helped a lot of our clients moving their work to digital space initially.
Yeah, so I can say that your business is going now as expected, helping and moving with the digital trend. If I'm going to ask you how is your business going on, it's on the right track.
Yes, it is. Yeah, indeed. This in 2020 we have received maybe last 12 months, 13 months, we have received 4 international recognitions and then important awards. This was something like, of course, this was outcome of 12 years of dedicated work in the same space. Now things are going well, but at the same time, I would like to switch to more large scale work because I've completed my targets that I've set 12 years ago. So currently, I'm focusing on building strategic partners in different countries.
And speaking about that, do you know how your customers and competitions are doing? Do they have
more or less? Yes. They have postponed most of their plans to next year, which I expected that way as well. So, and also they are trying to make sure that their employees' experience is also well, because this affects everyone, and then almost everyone working from home. And this might be easy for companies like us because we are very flexible, but this is not super easy for big corporates. And we are trying to help them to make this transition also as smooth as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Transformation, agility, and changing to new practices and some models would take time or not be the same. And if you're gonna give me an outlook from the future, let's say, what do you think is coming, or we can expect?
Do you mean
your outlook about the business? the economy and companies?
Well, in the beginning of pandemic, one of my things that I set for myself, not making any projections and also not giving any public talks, not writing any opinion pieces, because in my opinion, we still need to observe and understanding what's going on, how it impacts, how it affects the people's behaviors, the way that we live, and also how it affects problems, how it maybe what type of new problems are rising. So that's why, and also like as an entrepreneur, I want to understand problems really as much as possible. So I try not to make any projections, but my only hypothesis about the future is that even maybe mid 2022, we will have the impact of pandemic, and almost everything may need to be redesigned, modified, and then revisited, and maybe completely thrown away, and then we come up with some new perspectives. For this era, I need to be really be open-minded as much as possible, and also we should really try to look at the same problems from different perspectives. So for me, I cannot name anything like a tangible. It's for sure the economy is going to affect it for sure. I mean, this is already the recession projections have already been made. I'm not an economist. This is not my background, so I'm just following the experts. But for my field, this is where strategic design is going to be more valid and needed more than before. And we are also ready for this new era. I mean, companies like us, and we are super ready. And by the way, I don't have any dark thoughts about the future at all.
Yeah, I can sense this from you, especially the way you're open to explore new opportunities and encourage as well others to look at things
yes,
from
because this period is a great time to explore things. For example, instead of making projections, instead of like making biased decisions, what we did, we attended for example, MIT hackathons, where like with extremely talented people all around the world. We focused on the problems. We tried to come up with some solutions. We had really very fruitful conversations, and I cannot really express how much I appreciated those conversations in this beginning of the lockdowns. So those were very inspirational, and I just want to hang out with people like them, open-minded and enthusiastic about the solving these problems. And this is what my plans for the next maybe 1.5 years as well, and building in things.
Well, this is promising. And for GEDS to continue utilizing human-centric methodologies, can you tell me 3 things you might need help with?
Of course, we need a lot of help, but I can mention three, of course, easily. I think the most important one, first, we need marketing support. Mm-hmm. Why? Mainly because the strategic design is very strong and it can solve many things, and also it will accelerate the moving to digital space from traditional way of working to the working in digital space. But most companies are not aware of these tools and this way of looking at the problems. So we need to be promoted. Companies like us need to be promoted. So this goes through marketing. So we need marketing support to have better visibility. And second, we need to be also in stronger networks, because for companies like us, taking appointments and trying to reach people is not easy, and this takes a lot of efforts. So being in strong networks and being introduced to some through platforms would really help us. And third, we need to also increase the impact of the design for sustainable future, right? Because this is we need to look at things from sustainability perspective as well. So again, to increase our impact, we need to do strategic partnerships with the large-scale businesses, corporations, and their platforms. So if I summarize, marketing support, network support, and also support to increase our impact, maybe strategic partnerships.
That's right. I like the way how you're focusing your business and the trend that would take you forward, having an open mind and an open heart.
Yes, I'm very excited indeed. Okay, of course, I'm very sorry the things happening in the world, but at the same time, it's a super exciting period for designers, for design companies.
We need to think for a better future, and definitely a sustainable one, to continue and thrive. And hopefully,
yes, we can help everyone. I can organize a lot. I can bring a lot of design companies, not just my company. But yes, I really believe that the strategic design is very instrumental in this period.
Well, speaking about that, this would be the conclusion coming to an end to our interview. And I would like to thank everyone who's watching us and joined this interesting conversation with the founder of GEDS, Gulay Ozkan. Thank you for being part of the lockdown economy. And this has been a real pleasure and a very fruitful discussion. I hope our viewers...
It's my pleasure. And I'm best wishes from Istanbul. Thank you.
And also from Barcelona and the whole world. We'd like to spread joy and positivity despite the hard times that many are facing. So thanks everyone who joined us today and who will be watching the video. Feel free to contact GEDS or Gulay. I'll be posting the links in the down in
yes, so they can contact us through LinkedIn and also GEDS.com.tr is our website, and you can also contact us through our Twitter account, through LinkedIn, and also my personal website, gulayozkan.com.
Yes, so you'll find all the details in the description of the video. So I'd like to invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned. In the coming weeks, we're going to share many more insights with you. So have a nice weekend, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.